Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another mod review, or 7 of them. Oh boy, do we have good ones. Stay tuned. Right, first let's start with the Bitumen heating plant. Don't forget to have descriptions of all the mods in the description of this video. Actually, just links. Bitumen heating plant. Now we have a little bit of a grammar Nazi thing happening here. Description of the mod maker, it's RBMK. He actually has quite a few mods. I'm well aware of their mods and they're really good. In this case we have a bitumen heating plant. I'm gonna read a word or two. It says large nuclear heating plant, but it's not, it's bitumen. Plant with 600 gigajoules a day heating power and 10 big connections. The plant is fueled by bitumen, consuming maximum 5 tons a day with maximum power, and needs 50 workers to run. The cost to build it will be around 145,000 rubles, not that expensive, without inflation. General description of the heating plant in English. The model is based on the auxiliary boilers of Temelin NPP nuclear power plant in Czech Republic. The boilers are used to heat the nuclear power station and the district heating grid when the nuclear power plant is not running. There are 5 boilers inside. They provide the heat for the plant and the town of Tin nad Vltavou. Right, that's a description of the plant. Let's see what it does. Has maximum of 50 workers. Of course, it can run even with less workers. It consumes 5 tons of bitumen per day. It requires electricity. We have our geothermal power plant here just powering all this stuff here, so it's fine. We have some bitumen in there. It's smoking, it's polluting, and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Creating heat, so we can see here that it's heating nearby buildings at the moment, even though it's not really too cold. I think it's amazing. If you're gonna go for oil-themed gameplay or anything like that, I think it's a must-have with bitumen power plant and bitumen heating. It's gonna require a lot of heating, a lot of bitumen for this, because bitumen is quite expensive. So it's maybe better to sell it, but if you're gonna go for oil-themed map like we did with Krasnozemsky, it will perfectly fit there. Okay, let's move on. Next thing, this little building here. This is one of the best things since sliced bread. I love this thing. What's the deal with this thing? That's university. It's really small university. It has maximum of 20 professors, or well, let's go with professors. And we're gonna try to get some of them in there to see what's the capacity we can handle. I wanna just get us some college-educated people. Right, let's read a word or two by the time they get to work. So this is Universitet, or university. Its description is Cyrillic as well. I'm not gonna read Cyrillic. I understand it well, a little bit Russian, but I'm not gonna do that now. Prototype real building, place of creation, children and young people, Vologda. Okay, game model, type, university, workers 20, professors 20, maximum of students about 250. Research of technical university is available. So if you click on it, you can see here, this is huge capacity, 250 students. That would be, I wouldn't say a record, but that's a lot for this small university. It has research, so when you run a research, half of your professors can go there. Of course, you can arrange that as you wish, but if you do the research, you know, you lose some professors. But yeah, does what university does. Why is this special? When you're building a megapolis, it's of course understandable that you're going to use the biggest university you can get, because it's going to be populated. But recently I started doing a lot more smaller towns, and smaller university is better. It doesn't require so much people and resources to build, and it does what it does best. It teaches students. Right, that's building number 2, and seems like it does what the building does. Works fine, looks amazing, doesn't take a lot of space. Just students should be educated well. Okay, let's move on. Right, next we have is actually a set of buildings, 2 of them. There are 2 storages, large warehouses. Large warehouses, this is the description from Karantuki. Also famous mod maker for he made quite a few mods. Right, there are two different warehouses. One of them is for your everyday produce, and the other one is for your raw materials for construction, like steel prefabs. Warehouse, so description is large warehouse in two different variations. Warehouse for covered goods, that would be something that goes indoors, like these guys. It's 1,600 tons maximum. At least that's what description says, even though the maximum looks here crops is 1,280. And fabric as well. Doesn't seem like we go to 1,600 for anything here. And the second one is maximum capacity would be 950 tons for steels and whatnot, down to 570 tons for uranium oxide. Doesn't change if we import all of these materials, doesn't change external look, so we can see here that there's nothing changed. All the resources are inside. It has 3 loading bays, and this is something that definitely I'm going to use in our next Let's Plays, because I think we're going to be using a lot of these materials. Okay, the next building we have is a huge one. It's NII, РАДИОПРИБОРОСТРОЕНИЯ, NIIRP. There's a description in Cyrillic, and everything that I read here, it's now in Cyrillic. Unfortunately, I'm rusty, and description is in Russian, and I'm not gonna go and read in Russian, but it has translation in English. The Order of the Red Banner of Labor Research Institute for Radio Instrumentation, now that's a proper name, is a Soviet institute located in the city of Khimki. At the moment, like many other research institutes in former USSR, it's abandoned and plundered. Developed communication systems and control systems for complex objects, created by decree of the Council of Ministers of the USSR in December 30th, 1961, number 1181-511 is a part of KB-1, former main institute for the development and creation of missile defense systems and the missile defense systems and systems A-series systems, A-35, A-135. For the development of these systems in 1966, some of the leading specialists of NIIRP were awarded the Lenin Prize. Works like an electronics factory, finally we have some in-game data, works like an electronics factory in-game with improved parameters relative to the usual one, requires 600 workers and 400 engineers. That's a proper wow. Okay, look at this. It's absolutely enormous. So if you need a lot of stuff, this is definitely the way to go. It has 4 loading bays, and of course it has a whole range of connections and pathways in and out of the building. Wow, okay, so if we ever go, and probably we will in the future, in the path of creating electronics and something this detailed, I think this is the building to go for. So if you're making a lot of electronics, there you go. Right, continue on. Next up, this little guy. This little guy is a small clinic. This is not the name of the town. Small clinic based in real building in Lublin, Poland. Oh, my bad. No. Here we go. Okay, so small clinic based on real building in Lublin, Poland, employs 5 workers based on education, 5 doctors, and with basic education, 5 doctors, and serves about 15 patients. Can be equipped with 1 ambulance. There is a Polish description as well. I can try it. No, I stop. I give up. Anyway, it can heal up to 15 people. Now, why did I put this here? These are all buildings that I will probably use in my Let's Plays, like university and this small clinic. I like small towns. I will be building small towns, and this is perfect for small town. It doesn't require a lot of people, especially if you provide them with heating, and then don't get sick often. Right, this is really small building. We're gonna find it here if you go to your hospitals, if I can find where the hospitals are. Here we go. And would be the small clinic. It's quite cheap, 349 workdays to finish, and there's not much resources that go into that. 4.2 tons of steel, and that's about it. I mean, the rest of it, you should be fine with it. Quite cute building, and reminds me of a hospital in where I went to college, right next door to my building. It was a small ambulance, like small hospital like this. Really nice building, and it's gonna be really useful here. Okay, since we're on the topic of small buildings and other small stuff, that's what she said. We have a new set of buildings. These are 1201 dash, sorry, these are 1-201 series. They're small buildings, 1 floor high or 2 floors high. It depends if you're in the United States or Europe. Usually in Europe we call it lower floor, ground floor, not the first one. But yes, you noticed that recently I started making a lot of videos with villages, and I even started building village houses in smaller towns, and I think this is gonna be amazing add-on for our towns and small towns. They do hold quite few people, especially the bigger ones here, up to 52, while smaller ones can hold 32 people. So it's nice, it's good. They're good, they're pretty high capacity, and they will fit into village setting perfectly with these little things that I already presented here, like clinic and the university. So this is why I chose this as one of the mods I wanna look at, and I will definitely be using these buildings. Right, now one would I hear you ask, you wordsmith Oolykee, you, what is this big building here? Well, which one? There's actually 6 of them. Yes, this is a set of 6 different buildings. They're prefabricated blocks of flats, 7-11 stories. So from 7 to 11 stories high. You can actually make them practically combined. Now this is a bad idea if you want to make passages in between buildings, if you want it better connected, but technically those buildings don't take a lot of space, and they can be put really close together and blend into your city setting, or whatever we wanna call it. Yes, I will be using those as well, because I think they're amazing. They look really good. They have 90% quality, and they're not that expensive. They can be found, of course, in the mod section under residential, and since we installed them last, here they are. So 90% capacity, and the biggest ones hold up to 220 people. Since they can be stacked so close to each other, they are probably contenders for the highest density population buildings, because you can put like 4 of them next to each other and they wouldn't take that much space, and that would be like 880 people living in there. So yeah, they have quite a good potential, and I'll definitely test them out. Anyway, that's it. All 7 mods. So let's repeat one more time. Bitumen heating plant. We have a big electronics factory assembly. We have 2 big storages which we're going to be using in our Let's Plays. We have set of small buildings like small clinic, small university, and small town buildings, and we have a set of big buildings. That's about it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna be using all of them, and I think they're really nice. My favorite, of course, is university, because we didn't have small university already, and probably the small clinic. Those 2 I'll be using the most, especially when I'm developing our smaller towns. And yeah, tell me in the comment section what you think about these mods. Did you use them? Are they working as intended? Are there any bugs? Tell me what you think about it. Guys, thank you for watching. This is Monday's mod video, and until next Monday, where we're going to be looking at new mods for previous 7 days. See you then. Bye bye.